Good afternoon. It is August 25th, 2021, and today was just a kind of a slow uptrend day. You can see we got a break here, moved to a new high, and if prices were to continue, we'd probably make another leg up. But yeah, this was a slow uptrend. You probably should have been able to spot it right here. And, here you'd probably suspect it was the trend, and then here you're like, yeah, probably, but this is the confirmation. And, so you got to really be actively charting these things and drawing your lines and stuff like that. This is just a note. I'll talk about that when I go over the trades, but not a lot of trades today, really. Unfortunately, on this breakout of this range, we don't get a setup. You might go long there, but that seems highly aggressive. But yeah, we'll go over this. It shouldn't take too long. So you can see we got a bounce here at the overnight highs. Let's see what time that was. Right at the open. So, I'm sure a lot of people were shorting that, and I think I went short here. Did I go short here for a second? I think I went short here. I think I got stopped out. Okay, no, I went short here, got stopped out, and now I'm seeing that that's just a terrible entry completely. I thought it was a second entry, but I'm seeing that's a first, second, third entry. But anyway, I like this because I was like, okay, let's play it like a range, and we got this high, and we can make a lower high on an engulfing bar. So I'm not, here, let me mark that as aggressive, actually. I'm not, you got to go on the engulfing bar too, so. If you didn't go on the engulfing bar, you wouldn't have scalped out. Not too crazy about this entry, but I was playing it like a range, so not terrible. Here you get a first, second entry, and that confirms your trend line, so I think you have to go long there. And then we get this failed second entry short. That's a high or low off the trend line. So that works out. Then here you get a second entry. Little risky because we're going into the highs, but we made a new high, and it's not off the trend line, but it's off the EMA. But it looks like we will get another leg up. That's the first leg. But this one's aggressive, man. Look at all that overlap. Oh, sorry I didn't zoom in. So it's hard. I'm wondering if Mack will look at this one and then look at this one, because this one's second entry. I don't think you would count. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the problem, is you should count this as a double top, and maybe that's why this one didn't work. I don't know. Because then, if you look at it like that, first entry, second entry, and that works, and that's off the trend line. So, after we make this bounce, that's a new low. First entry, failed second entry short. That's a failure that is strong, because we get a nice move up after that. And I don't think you can enter on this or this. This trend just wasn't strong enough. And Max said to look for a measured move of the overnight range, and boom, we hit it. Went sideways, and that led to a break. And I really don't see any entries in here. I tried to go long here because I had my range drawn up here, and even still that's not a good entry unless you enter like one tick below this range, and that probably would have gotten you the scalp. But no, I think the lows were actually down here, and so that didn't work out. And then I came back here, first entry, I was like, oh, failed second entry, thinking of playing trend rules, but really you should have been playing range rules. And look, we just get a counter trend breakout and then a breakout with trend, and that pretty much is when the range is no longer in play. So or it starts to become out of play, but it should still be in play for a little bit. You know, I'm inside that range, so it's still in play. So that's why you can't really enter there. And yeah, that's really it. So not much today. Another slow day. I needed this. I need this practice. This is, you know, I think those volatile days that we had last week, I feel pretty comfortable with those. You get nice trends. Here, it's harder to spot the trend. So we'll talk about my trades and we'll talk about the mistakes I made. And mostly it was just behavior today, really. Look, I come in thinking see, I don't like this because I could have swore my thinking was like, oh, this is a second entry, failed second entry long, but that's first, second, third. So I don't know what I was thinking going short here. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, unfortunately. So this is just a bad entry, plain and simple, going short there. Wasn't according to the rules. I thought it was according to the rules. So mental error. Here we get a lower high. I went short on the engulfing bar. I mean, you could have had this trend line drawn here, and that would have kept you out of both of these trades. So I'm not happy about this trade either. Really, I think I'm gonna take that. It's tough because you might be playing range rules. I'll leave that on. But here we get this bounce. I really think I shouldn't, just on a slow day, I'm not, very skilled yet, so I think I should stay out of that. Maybe a skilled trader can trade that. But here we get this confirmation, and it's first, second entry. And this is the only trade that I took today that I liked. I was very happy with this. First entry, failed second entry short. I think I went on the engulfing bar, and yeah. Even that, I mean, it's congested, but I spotted the trend, and yeah, it's a really good entry. And here we get to, I should have stopped there. I was at, I was down $50 for the day, trading 3 contracts. So if you're trading 3 contracts, I would consider that break even though you're negative. That's pretty much break even. So that's when I should have just packed it up for the day, but I didn't. I was just being eager, and like I said here, had my range drawn like this, but even still, that's going into the midline. I was like, oh, second entry. But look, this broke. The trend wasn't strong, by the way. We hit the measured move. And this is, look at all this overlap. What are you doing entering in that? Now, if you get a breakout like this, and then a higher low like this, if it closed down here at the bottom of the range, I would like it. But we didn't get that. And then I wasn't even watching prices when I came in right here. So that's another thing, is like when you're watching, you get a feel for the market. And so right here, I wasn't watching. I have a feeling I wasn't really watching here either. So don't trade unless you are watching and you're in it, because that's how you get a feel. And this, if I was watching, I would have realized at least that this is in the middle of the range. So I entered on this bar. Is it a good signal bar? Yeah, it's a good signal bar, but that doesn't mean anything. It's right into the midline. It's a 4-tick failure. So just a lack of patience, too much being eager, too much. So those last 2 trades was just over trading too. So definitely going to learn from this day, and I hope you did too. And I do want to say that work started back up in person for me, so I'm going to be inconsistent with what time I upload these videos. Hopefully I'll be able to get into a rhythm, but for now it's going to be inconsistent. But hope everyone had a good day, and I'll be back tomorrow.